The question is, what is the role of desire? Well, desire exists at different levels of the mind. And desire has different functions depending on where it operates. So the simplest form of desire is you feel hungry. That's a physiological desire. And you say, well, I want to get something to eat. At a deeper level, you might have a desire for a particular object. That would be like, maybe I want to get a new pair of shoes, or I want to get a new blouse, or I want to get a new tie. Or maybe you have a desire for an experience. I really want to go to Bermuda, or I want to travel to Bali. Now, these are part of what we call personal desires. And we often have a lot of desires, when we listen to advertising and we hear other people talk about desires. When we hear other people talk about things they've done, we say, oh, I want to do that. And you form this seed of desire. Now, at a deeper level, we have to decide what desires we're going to commit ourselves to. So there's an aspect of the metaconscious mind that we often call the desire body, or I like to call it the body of commitment, which is where you make a decision to say, okay, I have all these rankling desires. I only have so much time, so much money, so much energy. What's my priority? Let me focus on this. And then you will actually work to achieve one of those desires. So at the level of personality, you will work to achieve those desires that you say, well, this is really important. And you can think, well, okay, this is a frivolous desire. I really don't need to go to Paris. I mean, it would be nice, but I really don't need to go there. So you make a decision as to what desires are really important. So those are the personal level desire. But in a deeper sense, all of the karma is based on desires, things that you wanted, things that you've accrued in other things that you've desired in other lives, things that you want to achieve. So desire isn't always bad because it drives our achievement. But at the same time, we can get caught up in following one desire after another, chasing one desire, satisfying it, and say, oh, I have all these other desires. Seems like you could never exhaust them. Well, through the process of spiritual development, you begin to burn these desire seeds that are in the unconscious mind. So maybe there are certain desires that you have in this life that are actually linked to something you were working on in another life. Or maybe some deep unconscious issue is expressed by these desires you have. When you work out that unconscious issue, then you no longer have the desire. You may find yourself losing desires for certain things as you gain insights. So you may have thought that it was very good to smoke cigarettes when you were a youth, and then you found out at a deeper level that it was damaging your health, that it really wasn't good for you. You gained insight and wisdom, and you were able to change that habit, to change that craving, to basically dissolve it. You no longer desire it anymore. So it's gone. It's been dissipated. So as we burn up these traces of desire, these seeds of desire that are at the bottom of karma, our soul moves forward on the path, our spirit moves forward on its path, and together you eventually burn up all of this darkness, all of this karmic matter that is within you. And by doing that, you gain all of your abilities that are innate to you, the abilities that have been hidden within you. You gain the innate wisdom, the innate love and compassion. And you develop those higher aspects of your soul by transmuting these seeds of karma, these seeds of desire that are within you. So when you burn up those aspects, those stored aspects of desire, you actually move forward on the path. There's a form of desire that actually helps you spiritually, and this desire is your desire for spiritual progress. We often call that aspiration, or you're longing for liberation. You're longing to be with the Master. You're longing to make progress on the path. That type of a desire actually fuels your drive to meditate, your drive to transform yourself, and helps you make progress on the path. So that's not really a bad desire. You may say in general that the role of desire is to motivate you to do action, to motivate your attainment of something. And so, we can be motivated to attain something at the personal level. We can be motivated to attain something at the spiritual level. If you act on your spiritual desires and you begin to enter the spiritual path, that ultimately will transform and burn up all of these stored desires that you have so that you'll be able to reach a state of great inner serenity and peace while you actualize all of your spiritual potentials.